welcome to Herald TV News at 3 with me, Shalene. Ahead of the hearing into public interest litigation on May 4th challenging the cabinet status to ex-Chief Minister Pratap Singh Rane, the Congress veteran submitted a reply affidavit leaving it to the wisdom of the judiciary to decide the legality of Goa government's notification regarding according him the lifetime cabinet rank. The 83-year-old emphasized that he had not asked for any such honor or privilege from the government and that it was bestowed upon him by the state in its own discretion and wisdom.
Rane has urged the High Court to decide the legality of the lifetime cabinet status. He said he would accept whatever decision the court takes with all humility. Rane had decided in December 2021 to not contest the 2022 assembly polls in view of his advanced age. Pratap Singh Rane further stated that the suggestion that his decision not to stand for elections held this year was induced by the lifetime cabinet status notification issued on January 7th was completely false. So also his meeting in September 2021 with Devendra Fadnavis was nothing more than a courtesy call, he said. A division bench of the High Court, comprising of Justice M.S. Sonak and Justice R.N. Lada, will on Wednesday continue hearing the petition filed by Advocate Aries Rodriguez, challenging the constitutional validity of the notification by the government.
Eid al-Fitr celebrated with religious fervor on Tuesday. There was namaz offered at various mosques all across the state. It is believed that the Holy Quran was first revealed to Prophet Muhammad during the month of Ramadan. So Muslims consider this a holy month and hold fast from dawn to dusk and dedicate themselves to praying to Allah. Eid al-Fitr marks the end of Ramadan. Muslims celebrate this festival by wearing festive clothes, attending namaz, greet each other and have get-togethers and a sumptuous meal.
There was namaz offered at various mosques all across the state. Muslims greeted each other and had get-togethers and a sumptuous meal. Since they have refrained from eating during the day, Muslims plan elaborate meals for Eid al-Fitr. Feasts are organized in every Muslim household and dishes like pulao, salan, biryani, halim, nihari, kebabs, kofte and much more are prepared. The big draws of this day are the classic sevia, sheer, kurma, शाही टुकड़ा एंड फिरनी।
सबसे पहले मैं तमाम हिंदुस्तानी भाइयों की खिदमत में ईद मुबारकबाद पेश करता हूँ। तमाम हिंदुस्तानियों को बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो और हम चाहते हैं कि अल्लाह तबारक व तआला आज के इस मुबारक दिन के सदक़े हमारे मुल्क में अमन अता फरमाए, हमारे मुल्क में चैन सुकून अता फरमाए। हम तमाम हिंदुस्तानी भाई मिलकर रहें, इत्तेहाद के साथ रहें, इत्तेफाक के साथ रहें। हमारे अंदर जो भी इत्तेफाकी है अल्लाह इसको दूर फरमाते हैं।
नमाज घेतात 2 रकात आमची नमाज आसता ईद उल फित्रची कितें तितून आमी अशें मॅसेज दिता की जितले आसा ते गरीब भुरग्यांनी कितें फित्राचे हिशोबान आमी ते लोकां पर्यंत पावपाचें, कोणाक मेळना कितें ना तसल्या मनशान ते पावूंक जाय। ते फित्रा म्हणटा ते आमी म्हणजे कोणी असं हे रावंक जायना की आमचे उपाशी पोटी कोणी रावंक जायना।
अस्सलामु अलैकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू। अल्लाह का बहुत बहुत एहसान है कि आज उसने हमें ईद का दिन अता फरमाया। आज के दिन पूरी दुनिया में जहां जहां मुसलमान ईद की नमाज के लिए जमा होते हैं, इबादत करते हैं, नमाज पढ़ते हैं, अल्लाह की बारगाह में शुक्राना अदा करते हैं और अपनों के साथ साथ गैरों को भी ये पैगाम देते हैं कि ये अमन का दिन है, शांति का दिन है।
आमच्या आजच्या ईदच्या निमित्तान आम्ही सगळे भावांनी सगळ्यांनी मिळून प्रार्थना केल्या। मस्जिदीन आमचे 3-4 प्रार्थना झाले आणि आम्ही सोदता की सगळेजण आम्ही गोंयकार मिळून रावचे आणि आम्ही देवाकडे मागला की आमचे पीस आणि हार्मोनी आहा ते गोंयान सारखे रावचे आणि आमकां हिंदू मुस्लिम सगळे मिळून रावपाचे आसा आणि आम्ही देवाकडे मागला की सगळे आमचे सगळ्यांनी जाय तशे बरे भशेन रावचे आणि एक दुसऱ्याक मिळून रावचे म्हणून।
आमची सगळे कमिटीच्या तर्फे सगळ्यांक ईद मुबारक आणि सगळ्या गोंयकारांक पीस बरेपणान आमी ईद केली आणि सगळ्यांक बरें दिसले। आमी आमचे हिंदू भाव, क्रिस्तांव भाव सगळे आमी एक रावया आणि सगळ्यांक आमी बरो संदेश धाडया। ओके, सलाम अलैकुम, गुड मॉर्निंग आणि हॅपी ईद। चलो।
Story by Devendra Gaonkar for Herald TV. Story by Prakash Gadekar for Herald TV.
The Mormugao Port Trust was given 16,000 square meters of land by Manohar Parrikar, besides its already existing jurisdiction since 1963. With the Mormugao Port Authority coming into force, does this more than generous allocation of jurisdiction over land and water make the people of the small state of Goa uncomfortable with even the Indian Navy breathing down their neck? You can watch the full debate on Herald TV's program Point Counterpoint on Herald TV and YouTube.
Will Mormugao Port Authority have serious implications for occupations of coastal communities? Will occupations of locals be severely restricted since big corporates will get priority? Will the locals have to fight to save their land and occupations? Activists feel that the coast will be leased out by the Mormugao Port Authority to corporates and occupations of locals will be severely restricted since the big corporates will get priority. Coal will be the dominant commodity operated through the MPA and locals will have to fight to save their land. We don't want the Chinese model. We want to save our land and environment, activists said.
आता ॲक्च्युली पळोवंक जाल्यार MPT is playing a major agent role to center. आता हांगासर जे लँड ग्रॅबिंग तुमी आतां जे MPT आतां करपाक सोदता म्हणटा आमी, सो हे लँड आतां जे 16 lakh square meter लँड इज नॉट अ स्मॉल अमाउंट. सो आतां हे जे लँड ते ग्रॅब हे जे आतां लँड जे ग्रॅब करून आतां ते म्हणटा कितें आमी पोर्ट चलयतले म्हणून. ओके, व्हेरी गुड. आयज गोंयान एक्चुअली पळोवंक वचत जाल्यार पोर्टाक आतां हे MPT पोर्टाक म्हणटा ते व्हडलो बिझनस ना बिसायड्स कोल कितें. सो बिसायड्स कोल जर बिझनस ना जाल्यार इन शॉर्ट तुमी कोलूच हाडटले हांगासर आनी एवरीवेर आतां कोल तुमकां हांगा हाडपाक सवाय पडटा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अदानी JSW जे कोल हाडटा हांगा आनी दे वॉन्ट टू एक्सपांड इट. सो हांकां आमचे रिवर्स जे तेंच्यांनी आतां नॅशनलायज केले ते कित्याक जाय? रिवर्स तांकां कोल ट्रान्सपोर्टेशन करपाक जाय. सो आयज जे सगळे एक्वायर करून हे जे लँड ग्रॅबिंग चल्लां हे एक कोल लॉबी खातीर. आमी फ्रँकली उलोवया ते आनी लिपोवन कांय हे करपाचें ना. आमी फ्रँकली उलोवया की हे कोल लॉबी खातीर चल्लां कितें हे आनी जे क्रॉनिक कॅपिटलिस्ट दिल्लीन बसले हे सगळे MPTक आतां एक मध्ये घालून सगळे ग्रॅबिंगाचें काम चालू केलां हेंच्यांनी. आनी आमचे जे लोक आहा आयज जे आमचे फिशरमॅन भाव झगडटा, आय स्टे इन वास्को मोर्मुगांव, आमचे खारेवाड्याचे भाव आपली घरां वाचोवपाक झगडटा. आयज तांकां इतलें स्ट्रगल करचें पडटा की सडनली मदीं केन्ना येता आनी ते डेमोलिशन म्हणून हे करता कितें. आनी ते एक्चुअली MPT कडेन पळोवंक वचत जाल्यार हे डॉक्युमेंटेशन म्हाका दिसना PDAचे डॉक्युमेंट तेंचे कडेन आसा कशें. ते फक्त सेंटराच्या एक्टाचेर येवन हे सगळे ग्रॅब करपाचें तेंच्यांनी आतां षडयंत्र केलां.
At that time, the government believed in the democratic principles of the constitution led by B.R. Ambedkar. But today the government is diverting. You cannot think that you can become like China. We know what is happening in China. Don't try to copy China or other Western countries. Today we have seen Sri Lanka how it is going to a death knell. You are investing in one sector, and that is SEZs first came in thinking that there will be cheap form of goods. There will be more output. Exports will be more. Today government is coming to the coastal areas. What are the implications? We have more than 2 crores who are dependent on fishing as their livelihood. We have tourism as one of the biggest backbone of especially Goa's industry. So certainly when you get such projects and which are not in the interest of the state and environment as a large, try to understand Goa is a very small state and it has a very ecological fragile ecosystem. That's why the CRZ had special consideration for Goa itself.
In the water we have fishing.
Yes.
Besides fishing, we have tourism activities. Okay, like you have your boat rides, etc.
That's right.
What will happen now is that in addition to your regular licenses, you will have to get a separate license from the MPA.
Right.
Now, who is MPA? MPA here again is not the government, and this is something interesting. MPA is not the government. They are looking at PPP model, which is private partnership. First thing. Why private partnership?
Public-private partnership.
Public-private. Why is it? It is showing that the ones who have actual control are not able to control. They are an incapable government. They are not able to raise the standard of their own government, nor are they able to raise locals to handle this. They should have had our own local corporations or institutes who are going to handle these areas. They are not able to. So even that they are giving on private partnership. Now who are these? They are big people. They don't look at one guy coming with a water sport jet ski trying to make business there. For him, he is nothing. So what will happen? They will start demanding their own rates. There is nothing mentioned about rates. There is nothing mentioned about the timing. Tomorrow they will say, no, you are allowed to use it only from 9 in the morning to 12. After that, we need it.
There was a major accident at Giri flyover wherein a big truck rammed into a small truck which veered off, which hit the railing and came onto the service road. The big truck came over the median strip and was resting on it. The truck driver said there were no street lights and he couldn't see the road clearly, which caused the accident. Several accidents have been reported on the new highway from Perne to Giri stretch.
A major accident at Giri flyover with a big truck ramming into a small truck. The small truck veered off and hit the railing and came onto the service road. The truck driver said that there was no street light and he couldn't see the road clearly, which caused the accident. Prakash Kadekar for Herald TV.
Marga municipality passed a resolution to hand over land at Sansra to the Goa Waste Management Corporation for handling of wet waste in the future. Use of the space at Old Market for commercial purpose, pre-monsoon civic works in wards, construction of 2 futsal grounds were also discussed.
Over 21 agenda items were discussed and several key resolutions were passed at the Marga Civic Body meeting. Discussions regarding the repairs of the cattle shed and civic works in wards, construction of 2 futsal grounds, etc. were discussed. A resolution to hand over land at Sansra to the Goa Waste Management Corporation for handling of wet waste in the future was passed. Transfer of the unutilized grant of Rs 3 crore that was given to the MMC by the Art and Culture Department, shifting of cattle shelter from the old market to the land opposite Sansra, which could house the other MMC facilities too, were discussed.
सकयल बाजारात शेड बांदपाची म्हणून ते कितें कॅटल बिटर सो हांवें आज सजेस्ट केला तांकां थंय कांयच बांदप ना आमचे कडेन 30,000 मिटर जमीन सोनसड्यार आसा ज्या जाग्यार लोकांचें ऑब्जेक्शन आसा कचरो उडोवपाक पण जी जमीन आमची आसा हांवें हाजे पयलीं चेअरमॅन आसतना हांवें थंय रस्ते बिस्ते सगळे केल्ले आसा भितर पोलीस फोर्स घेवन केल्ले आसा थंय त्या जाग्यार सगळ्यो गॅरेजी बांदपाच्यो पार्किंग लॉट थंय व्हरपाचे आमचे गाडयांचे व्हिकल आमचे म्युनिसिपालिटी आहा त्यो आनी थंयच कॅटल पॉन बीन सगळें बांदपाचें 30,000 मिटर व्हडली जमीन दी आनी हो जो प्लेस आसा सकयल बाजारांत इज द बेस्ट कॉमर्शियल प्लॉट त्या जाग्यार आमी बरो जो रेव्हेन्यू म्युनिसिपालिटीक येवपा सारके टावन हॉल ऑफिसां दोनी सायडीन कोर्ट आसात बारीक बारीक ऑफिसां केले जाल्यार सगळे एडवोकेट्स बूक करतले आनी रेंटान दिवपा मेळटलें ताजे बद्दल आमचो रेव्हेन्यू येतलो हो मेन हें आशिल्लो इश्यू दुसरें आमचे ते ट्रक हे फर्स्ट मिटिंगेक हांवें म्युनिसिपालिटीच्या हांवें रेज केल्लो ट्रक घेतल्या B4चे रजिस्ट्रेशन करून हांवें मुद्दम जावन हें कांय ना हे पयशे खावपा खातीर त्या वेळाचेर हे बानगडी केल्ल्यो आसात हांव स्ट्रॉंग एलिगेशन त्या वेळार केल्लें त्या वेळाचेर चेअरपर्सनान सांगिल्लें आपूण एक कमिटी अपॉयंट करता आनी आपूण इन्क्वायरी करता म्हणून ताणें कमिटी अपॉयंट केलो ना तोय कितें खंय हांचे भितर सामील जाल्लो आसा म्हाका कळना 40 लाख रुपया म्युनिसिपालिटीचे वेस्ट जाता आनी आतां कितें काय म्हळ्यार खंय तरी टॅक्निकल इन्स्टिट्यूटां दिता आनी कितें करता अशें म्हणून चॅरिटी दिवपा सोदता 40 लाख रुपया आमच्या मडगांवकाराचे स्टेक होल्डरांचे टॅक्स पेयराचे वेस्ट जावन वता असले परिस्थितीन ह्यो सगळ्यो गोश्टी जावंक शकना आतां व्हेरी सून मनसून येता काम जालें ना सगळे म्युनिसिपालिटीनी गोंयभर काम चालू आसा आमच्या म्युनिसिपालिटीचें प्री मनसून वर्क म्हणटा स्टार्टूच जालें
एक बॅग आसा संसदाची that side will be handed over to yeah, all the wet waste will be stored. Then you that we will take out all the wet waste. And the waste आता WC they will take care of that side. Currently आमगेर आतां एक गॅरेज आहा आमगेली ओल्ड मार्केट ताचेर पावन आसा ताचेर ती रिप्लाय आनी थिंगा ती चोरी CCTV म्हणजे सारको CCTV घाल ते चोरी जाता म्हणून आमचो सगळो तेन्ना गाडयेचे सगळे पार्ट्स जाता पेट्रोल जाता तिका आमी CCTV घातली आनी तिका आतां सगळे फूल फ्लॅश एक आमी बरें करता गॅरेज तशें आपल्याक आतां एक 3 केसीस जातले प्रपोजल वी आर सेंडिंग टू द स्टील लायन डेव्हलपमेंट जाल्ले
कितें
3 टायप्स केसीस जाल्ले न्हू सो दॅट आमी ते एक प्रपोजल धाडला तेंकां they said that they require for the education purpose ITI
जमीन बी आहा पळय म्युनिसिपालिटीची सॉलिड वेस्ट मॅनेजमेंटान हय घेतला डिसिजन घेतला
घेतला काय सायड तांकां भितरले फॉर ऑल दॅट वेट वेस्ट बी वॉल्स हाडून ते रेग्युलेशन करतले एनीथींग अबाउट द वेट वेस्ट ते टेक केअर
कितले दितले तांकां आतां
15,300
Aditya Bidre for Herald TV.
The contract workers of Institute of Psychiatry and Human Behavior Hospital GMC continued their protest at Azad Maidan, Panji for the 19th day. 28 IPHB contract workers who were removed from their job before their contract ended have requested the Chief Minister and Health Minister to take them back.
The IPHB contract workers' protest entered 19 days. 28 IPHB contract workers were removed from their jobs before their contract ended. The patient care attendants who worked for 9 years as contract workers requested the CM and the Health Minister to take them back to work. Patient care attendants who worked on contract basis for 9 years are replaced by a batch of new employees. Protesters said that it is difficult to find new jobs, they have families to feed and to pay their children's school fees. They reached out to the CM and Health Minister to take them back to work.
आज आमी हांगासर 19 दीस जाले आमकां हांगासर आमी आमच्या मागण्या खातीर आमी हांगासर आसा पूण आजून पर्यंत आमची कोणी वासपूस घेतली ना तेन्ना आमी आजून पर्यंत आमी मागता आजून सीएमा कडेन आमचे माननीय मुख्यमंत्री कडेन हेल्थ मिनिस्टरा कडेन कित्याक आमकां मातशें बेगीन जाता ते पर्यंत आमकां मातशें कामाक घेवन आमकां हें करचें म्हणून आतां आमची अशी परिस्थिती जाल्या आमकां 2 म्हयने पगार सुद्दां आजून आमचो कालचो मार्च म्हयन्याचो आमचो पगार जावंक ना मार्च म्हयन्याचो आनी हाच्या फुडें आतां आमी आतां 15 तारखेच्यान हांगासर स्ट्रायकाक बसलेले आसा सो आतां ह्या 15 दिसाचो आमकां पगार नाच पूण तो कालचो मार्च म्हयनो सुद्दां आमचो पगार अजून जावंक ना आनी सद्या आतां आमी जे आतां घरा कडसून येता पळय ते कशा परिस्थितीन येता पळय ते सांगूंक सुद्दां आमी शकना म्हणजे आतां सद्या आमचे कडेन हांगासर जेवतलो सुद्दां जाल्यार आमचे कडेन पयशे ना तेन्ना हांव माननीय मुख्यमंत्र्या कडेन आनी आमच्या आरोग्य मंत्र्या कडेन मागता मातशें उपकार करून इतले अशें आमचेर अशें कठोर जावन हें करूं नाका कित्याक आमचेर अशें उपकार करचे तेंच्यांनी सामकें आनी आमकां मातशें एक आमच्या फॅमिलीक आमचे भुरगीं बाळां आसा आवय बापूय आसा ही सगळीं आमचेर डिपेंडंट आसा तांकां आमकां जर मातशें खंय तरी कामाक जर तेंच्यांनी हें केलें आमकां कॉन्ट्रॅक्टार सुद्दां जर दवरलें जाल्यार तांकां एक मातसो एक हेल्प जातलो अशें तेंचे कडेन हांव मागतां.
Devendra Gaonkar for Herald TV.
In a major face-off between TCP Minister Vishwajit Rane and opposition leader Michael Lobo, Rane has directed the North Goa Planning and Development Authority to file an FIR against Michael Lobo and Delilah Lobo for filling mud in low-lying paddy fields bearing survey number 10/8, 9 and 10 at Para village under Section 17B of the Town and Country Planning Act 1974. The FIR was reportedly filed. Meanwhile, reacting to the directions, Michael Lobo said that he is not involved in any land filling and construction but is doing agriculture activities with plantation. He said that he is being targeted by Rane and said that TCP Minister Rane should not get personal.
FIR filed against Michael by NGPDA on instructions from Vishwajit. Michael Lobo says he is being targeted. Lobo said he is not involved in any land filling and construction but is doing agricultural activities.
आयज दोंपारा मिनिस्टर फॉर टाउन एंड कंट्री प्लॅनिंग विश्वजीत राणे यांच्यानी एक फेसबुकाचेर आनी ट्विटर हेचेर सोशल मिडियाचेर एक पोस्ट घातलेलो आहा सगल्यांक दिसता पळय पोस्ट हो पोस्ट घातला आनी तो म्हणटा इन वायलेशन ऑफ सेक्शन 17A and 17B ऑफ TCP Act 1974 an FIR has been filed against Sri Michael Lobo and his wife, Srimati Delilah Lobo, for land filling and tree cutting in Parra. The Congress party's vision for destruction of the state of Goa will never be reality. Facebookaचेरय सांगला, Twitterचेरय सांगला, सगळ्या वाटेन सांगला, सोशल मीडियाचेर सांगला की I will file FIR against my TCP officials, PDA officials आणि हे आणि ते तेंका काल भेकडायला तेणे. कित्याक भेकडायला तेणी काल तेंका? माझेर आयज FIR घालपाक. एक पोस्ट चालू हा, ती हिंगा कांयच दिसना, ही सीन हिंगा सोडली नाच. सर्वे नंबर घालिना, आमकां डिफेम करपाचो प्रयत्न चालू हा. कित्याक चालू हा? Whether they don't want us to be leader of opposition, whether they don't want opposition in the state of Goa, or whether he is in a race of something else beyond what he is right now. तो कितें तरी प्रूव करूंक सोदता गोंयच्या लोकांक आनी गोंया भायर आसतलो कोणाक तरी लिडरांक दाखोवंक सोदता आसतलो की आपूण काम करपाक चालू केलें म्हणून वर्क. जाल्यार वॉट this Mr. Rane has got to do with that? I don't understand. I don't have any personal rivalry against him. He is also a businessman. आमचे कॉन्स्टिट्युएन्सीन तेजी कितकीशीच गेस्ट हाऊस आहा. हो तेका कोणे तरी सांगला हेंका टार्गेट कर म्हणून. सो असली पॉलिटिक्स म्हाका दिसता गोंयान चलपाक जायना, फुडें वचपाक जायना. आनी त्या खातीर जे कितें गोंयकारांनी फुडें चिंतपाक जाय ते चिंतले. दीस इज नथींग बट पॉलिटिक्स ऑफ रिवेंज. तो आमच्या वांगडा ना, तेजे रिवेंज काडप.
बीजेपी वर्सीस मायकल लोबो अशें दिसता
ना. अशें आयज म्हाका प्रेस घेवन सांगचें पडलें की हे सगळें जे आतां चालू आहा, काल पयरसून हे येत आहा एक 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 ट्विटराचेर आनी कितें हेचेर भरपूर आनी फुडें येतलेच. आमचेरूय येतले, दुसऱ्यांचेरूय येतले. हे सारकें ना, ते सारकें ना. ते सारकें करपाकूच कितें म्हणून करपाचें आतां लोकांनी, म्हणजे बिझनेसमॅनान कितें करप ते तेणे डायरेक्ट सांगूंक जाय म्हाका दिसता.
Prakash Gadekar for Herald TV.
The Goa Electricity Department employee who tweeted frankly that even he had no lights and would fade out anytime until power is restored and his mobile and laptop has been issued as memorandum to explain his comment by the Electricity Department. Power Minister Ramkrishna Sudhindavlikar refused to say if he had done anything wrong, but said the department had rules and regulations and the employee had not followed them. He has been told next time if he repeats his behavior, he will be suspended, Sudhin said.
The Electricity Department employee who tweeted frankly that even he had no lights has been issued a memorandum by the Electricity Department. Ramkrishna Sudhindavlikar refused to say if he had done anything wrong. Sudhin said the department has rules and regulations and the employee had not followed them. When consumers had complained about power failure, the Electricity Department employee had tweeted, I also have no lights and would be anytime fading away from you all until supply restored and mobile and laptop charged. Although the tweets were deleted, the employee had also written that I am also a consumer like you, out now of office, but only a department person on Twitter. No special service to me. I go through the same route as you all to find better solutions and to pass it on if any.
सर आनी एक इश्यू जाल्लो तुमच्या ट्विटर हँडलाचेर तुमच्या इलेक्ट्रिसिटीचे त्या मनशानूच सांगलें की आपल्याकूय लायट ना म्हणून ते सगळ्याक व्हायरल जाल्ले. सो तेचेर तुमी कितें इन्क्वायरी बी?
आमी ताका मेमो दिला. नेक्स्ट टायम ताका सांगला अशें कितें जर जालें आसत ही वील बी सस्पेंडेड.
पण ताका मेमो सर कित्याक दिलो जाल्यार फ्रँक कोण सारकें सांगलें. खूब जाणांनी इवन नेटफ्लिक्स इंडियन एप्रिशिएट केला. सारकें सांगलें
सर तेणी आपली कंप्लेंट केली अशें दिसना तुमकां?
डिपार्टमेंटाक काही rules and regulation असता. If they does not follow that, they have to answer. We have seen that he has not followed the rules and regulation of the ethics and principle of the department, and for that my higher authorities have issued him.
Direct.
Is it wrong what he has said?
That he has to answer.
As a comment.
How the comment बनना? Let him give in writing, then you come to.
So तुम्ही डायरेक्ट मेमो दिला की त्याचे पहिले आयकून घेतला?
तुझ्या लक्षात येना. We have given him memo. Let him give in writing. तुमकां सांगला काय की ताणें विचार म्हणून?
ना तशें न्हू. ते सगळे व्हायरल जाला न्ही, इंटरनॅशनल लेवलाचेर पावला सगळे.
तसे पावतात नाही ते तुमच्या मीडियातल्या.
Devendra Gankar for Herald TV.
Power Minister Ramkrishna Sudhin Davlikar assured that the power tariff will not be increased for another 2 to 3 years. He also spelled out the reason why electricity tariffs have been hiked from 10 to 40 paise. Sudhin said there is a small budget provision for damage to lines during storms. Hence, the Joint Electricity Regulatory Commission has taken the decision and the Goa government has merely implemented it, since there is a lot of damage done to power lines during monsoons.
Power Minister says power tariffs will not be increased for 2 to 3 years. He also spelled out the reason why electricity tariffs have been hiked from 10 to 40 paise. JERC directed hiking of power tariffs to repair damage done to power lines during monsoons.
व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट वादळ झाले आणि वादळात आमचे नुकसान झाले. गेले काही 3 वर्सांचो इतिहास जर काडत ह्या वादळान गोवा गव्हर्मेंटाचे इन टर्म्स ऑफ पॉवर डिपार्टमेंट भरपूर नुकसान जालां. ऑन एन एवरेज म्हाज्या म्हायती प्रमाणे जें नुकसान जालां तें भरीव जालां आनी हें नुकसान जें जाता तें आमच्या बजेटांत घेतिल्लें नासता. थोडो भाग आमी बजेटांत घेतला आनी जेन्ना आमी खंयची गोश्ट बजेटांत घेतली नासता त्या खातीर आमकां जेन्ना बजेट रिविजन आसता तेन्ना आमकां प्रोविजन करचें पडटा. आतां हें प्रोविजन आमी आमचे कडेन पयशे ना जाल्यार कशें करतले? ह्या सगळ्या सारासार विचार करून JRCन जें डिसिजन घेतलां गेल्या 6 म्हयने पयलीं तें डिसिजन फक्त गोवा सरकारान इम्प्लिमेंट केलां. हाजे फुडें आमी आनी चड रेट वाडोवचे ना. जे रेट आमी हे वाडयल्या ते फुडल्या 2-3 वर्सां तरी म्हाका दिसना आनी फुडें वाडटले. आतां हें काम करता आसतना एका वटेन आमी रेट वाडयले, दुसरे वटेन आमी कामूय करता. काल पणजेंत कितें आकार जालो हें हांवें तुमकां सांगपाची गरज ना. गोंयांतूय जालो, तातूंत पणजेंत मेजर जालो आनी पणजे जवळ जवळ 5 ते 8 तास, खूब कडेन 8 तास काळोखांत उरली. आतां हें करपा खातीर आमकां पयशे जाय. हे सगळ्यो गोश्टी आमकां करच्यो पडटा कारण हो एक्सिडेंट एक स्लॅब कोसळ्ळो आनी त्यो ज्यो केबल आशिल्ल्यो त्यो डॅमेज जाल्यो आनी केबल डॅमेज जाले नंतर नव्यो केबल हाडून घालप ताकाय आमकां खर्च आसता. कामगार वर्ग लागता, बाकीचें मटेरियल लागता. हें सगळें करपाक आमकां आमचो पयसो उबो करचो पडटा आनी तो पयसो खंय ना खंय आमकां एडजस्ट करचो पडटा. JRC म्हणून आमचो रेग्युलेटरी बोर्ड आसा ते हें डिसायड करता. जे रेट्स वाडयल्या त्या ह्या म्हारगायेक लागून ते लोकांक चड दिसतले ह्या बद्दल दुमत ना, पूण ते 10 पैसे ते 40 पैसेच आसा. युक्रेन आनी बाकीच्या युद्धा खातीर प्रत्येक गोश्ट वाडत आसा आनी हें तुमकांय खबर आसा आनी आमकांय खबर आसा. सरकाराकूय खबर आसा, ओपोजिशनाकूय खबर आसा आनी जे रूल करता तांकांय खबर आसा. पूण ताजेर काही गोश्टी सिरियस आनी घेवचेच पडटा. सिरियसली काम केलें ना, सिरियसली जर ह्यो गोश्टी घेवना जाल्यार मुखार आनी त्रास जातलो. फॉर एग्जाम्पल फाटल्या एप्रील म्हयन्यांत जेन्ना हांवें हो पोर्टफोलियो म्हज्या हातांत आयलो तेन्ना पावर शेडींग डिक्लेअर करपाचें थारिल्लें आनी 2 दीस आमी तें केलेंय बी. पूण जेन्ना इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट आमचे कडेन आयले तेन्ना हांव स्वता मुख्यमंत्री डॉक्टर प्रमोद सावंत आनी आमचे सेक्रेटरी आनी चीफ इंजिनियर बाब स्टिफन हे सगळ्यांनी मेळून सुटयेक सुद्दां मिटिंगो घेवन जे प्रपोजल आमकां तयार करपाक जाय आशिल्लें आमी केलें. ना जाल्यार आज गोंयची परिस्थिती फक्त इंडस्ट्री पुरतीच न्हय तर सबंद डॉमेस्टीक एज वेल एज ज्यो बारीक सारीक जे बिझनेसमॅन आसा तांकां सुद्दां प्रॉब्लेम जातलो.
Story by Devendra Gankar for Herald TV.
That's all we have in today's news bulletin. Thanks for watching Herald TV News. For more news alerts, please follow us on O Heraldo on Facebook and Twitter. Take care and goodbye.